Thick shakes. Ask Nephi if DNA is still comprised of amino acid.
Yeah, what he's trying to do is dig into the ridiculousness of this worldview. The simple fact is this: the DNA polymerase is comprised of proteins that are coded in the DNA. Is that not true? Absolutely is true. In other words, to get the codes that produce the polymerase machine, one must read the codes for the polymerase proteins. You need a machine to do it. Guess what that machine is? It's polymerase. The codes for the proteins that produce a polymerase molecular machine are themselves coded in the DNA. So this is like saying you can't possibly get A without B because A doesn't exist yet. Don't you understand? It's impossible.
Enough.
You
I want
have to have these proteins to read the DNA. But to get them, you have to have those proteins already assembled into a machine. That's the problem. This proves, this like cortical inheritance, that all life originated from Adam and Eve. We have today empirical scientific proof that the Christian worldview is a fact. An atheist blathering and bitching and moaning and groaning is not against science. But that's how it
enough.
is.
Can you tell me? That's one of the main reasons I came in here. You talk about I think the Chinese flood. What was that again? The Great Flood of China. Was it you? I mean, why you?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, the flood of China. I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
don't
you
remember
said
talking about that.
you spoke about well, what was it, Japanese or what?
Well, I've said that there are flood legends around the world, including the Chinese.
That's what I meant then. The Chinese one. Which one is that?
Okay, so the Mezo tribes of China.
The Mazo. That's all you gotta say. How
Yeah.
do you spell it?
Well, give me a second. I'll provide it.
All right. I can Google it too, so don't worry about it.
Listen, Steve, I think when brother Neff was talking about composed of amino acid, it's just better of being whole thing as a protein. Not particularly, he's not talking about nucleotides. You know, so let's not just expand it beyond necessary.
I see Steve telling me I fail because I don't answer any these questions. I haven't even I'm paying attention at all to the chat at all. But he claims that I fail because I don't answer his questions. But he's a naysayer from the text chat, but not willing to come in here and discuss things. But he's going to claim I'm a failure because I won't respond to his text chats. Wow, that's rich. I'm really impressed by that, Steve. Gee, we all believe you when you say, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Oh yeah, hey Neff, I'm on my phone, so I can't see anything you typed. If you typed it in the side chat, do you mind spelling it out,
I'll find it for you.
or just send it to me on Skype?
Okay.
All right.
It's
Well,
it's
these
definitely
people are complainers from abroad, but they don't have what it takes to join a chat and discuss things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on.
I mean, come on, Steve. It's just a mere confusion. It's just it's it's like where you see it from. You can see the same building and say that, oh, that's the building, and but it's like touching the elephant kind of thing. So that's not really like a controversial contradiction. But anyway, let's give Steve an answer. Brother Neff, Steve asked if DNA, all right, DNA is comprised of amino acids. Yes or no question. What do you think, Brother Neff?
Well, physically, it is, of course.
Right.
The interesting thing is that DNA is information coded to conform with linguistics laws that operate algorithmically. That's what's been discovered. DNA possesses algorithmic information processing. And that can't be accounted for by materialistic, non intelligent process. It can only be accounted for by intelligence.
Now, Steve, what do you think? What are your answer about it? Do you think it's composed of amino acid or not? And if no, then why not?
There's no point in discussing, these things with somebody who doesn't have the courage to come into the hangout and actually have a talk. He wants to drag you on endlessly into his, nonsensical arguments. He can take 3 minutes of information and turn it into 30 hours of trying to understand what he's talking about because he's only talking in chat. You're not going to ever get a clear face, stand up explanation for anything from him that way.
Right. Like insofar as we can more or less uh, observe meaning like, with conventional method that, like for example, uh, like nucleotides we cannot observe, uh, like in certain environment. However, like for example, amino acid you can. I mean, when you're talking about amino acid, it's just basically protein, you know. So, but not just DNA, but there are a lot of things are composed in amino acid. But partially DNA saying it's amino acid, it's like you know saying, let's say one plus two is, let's say, two plus one. I don't know if you got it.
Yeah, it looks like Steve is saying he thinks this hangout is going to be deleted because we've embarrassed ourselves so much. What the heck?